Hey witches, Aradia here. Listen, I will be the first one to tell you that aesthetic can sometimes play a huge role in your witchcraft. Now, I wouldn't say that aesthetic is everything, but a certain aesthetic can really get you in the right frame of mind for raising energy and putting towards your spell work. It helps to shift you from the mundane and everyday into something a little bit more magical. Now, that being said, we don't always have the luxury of aesthetic when it comes to our practice. You can't exactly go walking around downtown dressed as your favorite witchy character from your favorite witchy movie. And sometimes it's not even safe to wear a simple pentacle, depending on where you are. A big part of witchcraft for a lot of people is being able to wear your practice, magical stones and special symbols to help keep you in the magical mindset and to help with your continued spell work. So today, we're going to talk about 3 unique ways that you can weave your spell work into everyday life. Ways that you can be magical and keep that magic with you as you move throughout the mundane. That's right, I'm talking incognito witchcraft. So let's get started. Incognito witchcraft. Tip number 1, sigil nail art. Tip number 1 is my favorite because I don't believe in saving the best for last. Tip number 1 is to use nail polish to paint sigils on your fingernails to bring that magic with you throughout your day. Sigils are magical symbols. They're runes, combinations of letters, and other magical drawings that are imbued with power that you can use to fortify your spell work. I'll throw some examples of sigils up on the screen. Needless to say, they can be complicated, but they don't have to be. You can search for pre-made sigils on the internet, or you could just use runes or even letters to represent the intentions that you're trying to manifest. And keep in mind, when creating or searching out your sigils, you're going to be painting these on your fingernails, so you might want to keep them simple. To use this trick, the first thing you want to do is figure out what exactly you're trying to manifest in your day. Are you looking for some added protection? Are you looking to inspire courage or give yourself some good luck? Once you've figured out your intention for the spell, you want to search out a sigil or create one yourself that will do the job. And then we get to painting. So you can do this one of 2 ways. You can use a clear nail polish to paint onto your nails the symbol or the sigil so that it will dry clear and you'll know it's there, but nobody else will. This is an especially handy tip if you're the type of person who doesn't normally paint their nails, so it won't look out of place. Alternatively, if you are the type of person who paints their nails, paint it on with color. Pick one color that's lighter to paint the sigil on your nails, and then a different shade that you know will cover it completely to do your whole nail. I like using actual nail color for this for 2 reasons. 1, you might actually be able to feel the sigil underneath if you only put a thin layer on top. And 2, when you go to remove the nail polish, you're canceling the spell by slowly revealing and releasing that sigil off of your nails. I adore this trick, and I wish that I hadn't just thought of it recently and that it's something that I've been doing for most of my life because it's so easy and simple, and it's a way that you can weave magic into the mundane things that you do anyway. It's incognito, it's versatile, and it's super simple and inexpensive. It's like the perfect spell. Incognito witchcraft tip number 2, not magic braids. This tip is great because it doesn't have to cost you a penny, although it does require that you have hair that's long enough to braid, so keep that in mind. Knot magic is an old and really classic form of witchcraft, where you're weaving the spell by sealing your intention with every knot. Typically, knot magic is utilized with witches' cords and witches' ladders, or when you're crafting something that will have the spell sort of woven into it, but you can do it with your hair too. Now, obviously, I'm not suggesting that you tie literal knots in your hair. It's so much more simple than that. Just like with your sigil nail art, or really any spell you cast, you're going to want to choose your intention first. But once you have that, all you need is your hair. Grab a section of your hair, concentrate on your intention, and with every pass of the braid, focus on what it is that you're trying to manifest and bring in. Again, this could be something simple like extra protection or good luck throughout your day, or it could be something a little bit more serious. Maybe you're weaving in a dedication to a god before you go into a ritual. Remember, just like the sigil nail art before and the tip that comes after this one, these are all temporary spells, so if you're working on something really big and serious, this might not be for you. Now you can say something while you're braiding your hair Typically with witches' ladders, you would say something every time you make a knot, but you don't have to speak out loud until the very end. Finish with your braid, and as you secure the braid on the end, envision securing all of that spell energy up into the braid to really ruminate and manifest and do its work. Now, I'm a firm believer in adding your personal breath and words to a spell to really seal the deal. So when you secure that braid on the end, you'll want to say something. It can be as simple as, "Now this spell is done," or "So mote it be," or even verbally confirm the intention of the spell. But after you've secured your braid, you're done. Now, you can wear it out and proud and someone thinks you just have a nice braid in your hair, or you can braid an underlayer of your hair so that it stays hidden for that extra added layer of secrecy. I love doing this type of spell with kids because it's something that doesn't cost any money, doesn't require any tools, and it's something that they probably know how to do anyway. As they're braiding their hair before school or before they go to a party, they can weave their wishes and intentions directly into their hair. It's easy spell work. Incognito Witchcraft tip number 3, color-coded wardrobes. Even the most beginner of witches should understand at the very least that colors have intentions. Color correspondence is a big thing that you learn early on in witchcraft, and you can apply it to your daily life as well. So again, this type of spell work isn't going to cost you any money, unless you need to go out and buy a piece of clothing in a certain color that you don't already have. In terms of energy work, colors have energy. We see color because of their vibrations, so we can really play on that when trying to bring intentions and themes into our daily life and our magic. And scientifically speaking, color has a really strong effect on our psyche. So if you want to psych yourself up or out for something, using a certain color is a surefire way to do that. Color coding your daily wardrobe for magical spell work is super easy. It really just comes down to choosing the colors that really give you the boost of energy that you need that day. We know that different colors have different associations. This is a really good chart that you can start with for your color correspondence work. But I do want to pop in here and say that color correspondences and correspondences in general are very subjective. This means that just because a certain color has a certain association does not mean that you are going to have that association with that color. And whatever you associate with that color is going to be so much stronger in your spell work than what the general public associates that color with. For example, yellow is a color that's associated with happiness. But maybe your favorite grandmother always used to wear yellow before she died. Or maybe you had an ex-boyfriend that would give you yellow roses every year on your birthday. Yellow might be a color that you attribute with sorrow and grief. So yellow is not going to bring happiness for you. If this list, either in total or in part, doesn't jive with you, that's okay. Just sit down and figure out what colors you associate with what emotions and go from there. Build your own color correspondence list. When you've chosen your color and your garment for a spell, before you get dressed, really sit with that piece of clothing. You want to enchant it with your intention. Really imbue your energy into those fibers. Really weave your energy into the weave of that fiber so that when you're wearing that garment throughout the day, not only do you have the color association, but you've also got your energetic fingerprint on that garment for your spell as well. This is probably the most incognito of witchcraft because everybody has to wear clothes. And there you have it, 3 really easy ways to weave undercover magic into your everyday life. What other types of incognito witchcraft do you practice? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up to feed that algorithm, and hit subscribe and ring the bell so you get notifications every week when I post a new video. And don't forget, patrons get early access to all my videos. You can see what other cool stuff we're doing on Patreon down below. If you like this type of witchy content, make sure to check me out on TikTok, where I'm posting all sorts of tips and tricks and quick spell ideas. I also answer like a ton of questions over there, so make sure to say hi in the comments. You can always check out modernDayMagic.com if you have any questions or want to learn more about me and what I do. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having a magical day, and I'll see you next week.